Menopause leave. What's the latest? Hello, I'm Dominic Walker. Welcome to JMW's Inside Man YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and keep the conversation going in the comments section as well. My guest is Devon-Lee who is an associate solicitor within JMW's employment law team. So Devon-Lee, when we've talked about menopause leave on the Inside Man previously, things have been looking really positive, but I know that campaigners have been dealt a bit of a blow recently. What's happened?
Yes, so as you will have spoken about previously on the Inside Man, the Women and Equalities Committee put forward a proposal to the government wanting to increase the rights of those suffering with menopause. And there were a lot of recommendations that were made. Two of the main ones were they wanted to introduce at least a pilot scheme for menopause leave in the workplace. And the second was that they wanted to make menopause a protected characteristic. Now, those are a set of characteristics against which it is unlawful to discriminate. So the common ones are sex, pregnancy, disability, race. And this would also then make employers need to create reasonable adjustments for those suffering with menopause. And we heard last week that the government has rejected both of those recommendations. So that's not been great for those campaigning for this. But of course, there are other things that employers can do to support employees.
And that was exactly what I was going to ask you, because I'd seen a report that I think 45% of those questioned found that there was a negative impact on the work. Some employers naturally will want to go over and above. So how can they help employees?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this really is a very big issue. I saw a stat that around 900,000 women have had to leave their workplace because of the negative effects of menopause. And I think the range is between 3 out of 5 women between the ages of 45 and 55 have been negatively impacted. And this is really crucial because that's a big age gap, and it's when people are at the peak of their careers and really offering a lot to businesses. So businesses are seeing their productivity go down because these women are leaving workplaces. And this also means that we're seeing diversity decrease in our senior exec teams because of people of this age group leaving the workplace. The government did reject most of the recommendations, but they did acknowledge that there needed to be a bit more of a campaign to create awareness for menopause. They have committed to creating a menopause employment champion. And this is someone who would look at the workplace and how menopause affects people there, and would eventually create a sort of code of good practice. So we'll look out for that, but it could be some time. So in the meantime, employers can go above and beyond. And in fact, we're seeing a lot of our clients want to do this to make their workplace a good place for employees. So they could provide training to other employees so that those suffering with menopause feel supported. They could put menopause policies in place. I've seen a lot of clients include this actually sort of even last year already. They can also do health and safety checks to ensure that those suffering with menopause are accommodated for and that their symptoms are looked at how they can make the workplace an easier place to work. And they could also increase their flexible working policies to accommodate menopause specifically. So yeah, there's a lot that they can do. And I think creating awareness will be a really good start as well.
And you mentioned a few things that employers can do there. How can you and the employment team here at JMW Solicitors help employers with that?
Yeah, so we obviously very happy to help with drafting policies, whether that be a menopause policy specifically, or reviewing equality and diversity policies, flexible working policies, or sickness absence policies. All three of those are things that employers usually have in place already, but those can be increased or changed slightly to specifically accommodate menopause sufferers. And of course, if there are any ad hoc queries that employers may have about specific employees suffering and how to deal with their employment and how to assist them best, we'd be very happy to chat through that with any employers too.
Devon-Lee, thank you very much for your insight. And if you'd like to contact Devon-Lee and the team here at JMW Solicitors, you can email insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. Please also subscribe to the JMW Inside Man YouTube channel for the latest legal news, hints and tips. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.